Hey guys, it's Catherine, and for today's video I thought I could do a really quick get ready with me slash what I wear every day, kind of like my go-to everyday makeup. I don't really wear makeup that often, but when I do, this is usually what I go for. It's just nice and easy, pretty quick, and it lasts me throughout the day. So to start off the video, I'm going to moisturize. Now, I don't remember exactly where I got this from. I'm pretty sure it's Garnier Fructis. It's supposed to be kind of like a dupe for the Neutrogena Hydro Balm, I believe. But this is so nice. It doesn't smell fantastic, but it works so good if you have dry skin. Even if you have oily skin, I really think this could work for you because it's water-based, not oil-based, so it won't add any oiliness to your already oily skin. So I like to do that first, and then I like to let it sit for a minute, and I will start doing my eyebrows. I have a small little mirror down here, and then I have this palette that I use for like my up-close stuff just because I don't want to use like a hand mirror. It annoys me. So I'm using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in the shade Brunette. I'm pretty sure they repackaged these. Or maybe not. I could just be going crazy. I know Maybelline has a new one out that looks almost identical to these. And I think they're a little bit cheaper. So I need to get me one of those and try that out. Alright, I'm going to do the other eyebrow. And we are back. Okay, so now that this moisturizer has set in a little bit, I'm going to finish priming. I usually like to go in with my MAC Strobe Cream in the shade Pink Light. This was like a little mini that came in an Ipsy bag. I'm trying to finish it up before I go buy the full size, but I really am liking it so far. It puts a really nice base on your under your foundation, and it makes you look so nice and hydrated. Alright, now with my next primer, I'm a little crazy when it comes to primers, but this works for me and I can do it pretty quick when I need to, so it really doesn't bother me how much I have. I like to use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I like to warm it up a little bit with my fingertips and then just press it in. I'll even go a little bit under the eye. I feel like it does help a little to fill in the creases I have under my eye, enough to where they don't crease as quickly throughout the day. No matter what I wear, my foundation or concealer always creases around my nose and under my eyes. It never fails. But sometimes, and since using this, I can prevent it for a little while. Now we are going to go in with foundation. I've been using the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. I am in the shade 405 Porcelain. This is actually a little light for me right now. I need to get a shade up since it's summer and I've been getting tan. I just haven't gone to get it yet. I use this old like eyeshadow palette that I never use. This is what I put. And I think I'm almost empty. I've been using this bad boy for a while. It's been serving me good. Put my hair behind my ear for a second. I either will go in to do my foundation. I usually use a brush. I'll either go in with this one from Walmart. This is like the Equate Flat Kabuki brush. It's really, really nice. Or I'll go in with this Morphe M439. This is also really nice. This one is just a little bit too big for me to get like around my brows once I already have them on. So I tend to go in with this one. And right now, I don't really have many breakouts, fortunately. So I don't need an intense amount of coverage, so I don't stipple it on. I'll stipple it on to get the product on my face, and then I will buff it out. I don't like to stipple it on. I feel like it gives me too much coverage, and I know for some people that's like what they want in everyday life. But for me, it makes me look cakey and it makes me look extra dry. So I try to avoid that as much as I can. Okay, so now that my foundation is on and done, I will take a wet beauty sponge or a damp beauty sponge. This one is from e.l.f. I don't care much for using this particular sponge to blend out my foundation. It tends to leave like the little marks where the edge of the sponge is, and I don't like that. It's hard to blend it out with this sponge. I'm just not a big fan. I do, however, really like the EcoTools sponge. It's like green and has like the sharp edge on it. I'll put a picture up. And I also really like the Real Techniques blending sponge, the orange one. That one works really, really nice too. Alright, so now for concealer. I start off with a little bit of a darker concealer, and it's a little more yellow undertone. This is the shade 5 Ivory in the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I used to use this all the time back when I was in high school, and I stopped using it for a minute because I was using the Maybelline Age Rewind in the Neutralizer shade. Tati Westbrook recommended that, and so that was what I used for a while. But now I realized that was too heavy for my under eye, so I don't use that anymore. And then I will go in with a little bit more of a brightening concealer. This is in the shade Fair Warm in the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I actually need one shade darker than this. This is a little too light. But I put the smallest amount on there because this works and dries down so quick. And it is intense. Like a little goes such a long way. And like I've said about 15 bajillion times in this video, I have dry skin. But it looks a little too dry and a little too cakey under my eyes if I put too much on. I used to only use the Maybelline, but I wanted to try this one out whenever it first came out, so I got it. I grabbed the only shade that they had at my local store that was somewhat light enough for me. All the other ones they had were like way, way, way too dark. So I started using it. I really liked it. I liked how it looked under my eyes if you put like the tiniest amount of anything ever under there, because I personally don't care. I'm a human being. We have dark circles. That's just life. You can't, people know, even if you have concealer on, they know that that's what you're hiding. So I don't care, but for people that do care, that's your prerogative, man. I used to care. I used to want the fullest coverage concealer, the fullest coverage foundation, because I was just really embarrassed by my skin, even though there really wasn't that big of an issue. But everyone has issues with some part of their body, even if they don't want to admit it, even if they don't want to believe it themselves. Everyone does. I have issues with my body weight. I had my son, and I put on weight when I got pregnant, as every woman does. And I've never had the body type that just easily lost weight. I always maintained my weight really well, but I never could very easily lose weight. So I've been carrying my baby weight for over a year since I've had my son, and I'm really embarrassed by it. And I know that, you shouldn't be. I carried a baby in my body, which is something that not all women can do, and I'm so incredibly grateful to be able to have done that. But it's just the fact that I'm not used to seeing myself at this weight. I'm not used to seeing myself this, in my eyes, heavy. And so I've really been trying to, I'll get it later, come to terms with the fact that, everyone that has a baby, most women don't just go back to their weight. You know, it's not very realistic unless they already worked out and they already ate really healthy. It's just not something that's going to happen. And I never worked out, even before I got pregnant. My workout was marching band in high school, and that was it. And now my workout is taking care of my son. And, you know, it's helping me to maintain the weight that I am, but it's not helping me to lose the weight. So any of y'all watching, if you got any good tips or anything for how to get motivated to do it and how to stay motivated to work out, please let me know, because I've hit this point in my life where I am tired of feeling bad about myself. I'm tired of not feeling good enough compared to what I used to look like, which no woman should ever feel that way. And for me, it isn't a matter of accepting how I look now. It's a matter of me getting myself back to the way that I was. So that's what I'm planning on doing. So now that we've veered completely off topic, rude. My phone just went off. But now that we've veered completely off topic, I used my Pretty Vulgar translucent setting powder. Been loving this for a hot minute. And then I used powder in my eye. I used this contour brush. I don't know where it came from. My friend gave it to me. But it's perfect to fit. It's like a little kind of seat almost. It's perfect to fit right under your eye. And I like to stamp out any of my creases on my eye and on my eyelid, and then I like to press my powder in, and then I sweep it down on my pore area and then around the creases of my nose, because that's where I tend to crease the fastest. Now on to bronzer. So for bronzer, I've been using the Color Icon by Wet n Wild in the shade Ticket to Brazil. I've been really enjoying this so far. This is the, like, God, this is powdery. This is the old packaging of it. Oh, I'm starting to hit pan. Hallelujah. I've been waiting to buy a new one, the new packaging of this bronzer, because I really enjoy this bronzer, until I, like, intensely hit pan on this package. So, hey man, we'll get in there. I've had this bronzer for way longer than the recommended time. Like, I'm pretty sure this is like, I don't even know. It doesn't even have the thing on here. It's so weird. It doesn't have the little jar on there to say how long it's good for after you open it. It doesn't have that. Sketch. But yeah, so I also really want to try out the new L'Oreal bronzer. It's called Bronze Please, and I want to try out the new blush that's called Blush Please. But every time I go to my store, they never have it in the shade that I would need. Whoa. So I might have to just order it online and wait for it to come in. So bronzer on. Blush time. So I will literally use the same brush that I use for my bronzer. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush. I don't know for sure where this blush came from, like what brand it's from. It came in a cute little, I think it was Birchbox. My husband tried to be super sweet and get me the Boxy Charm box, but he ordered the wrong subscription box. But I can't be mad at it. I mean, he tried. He's so sweet. But this came in the Birchbox box, and it's such a really pretty blush. I was never really into blush. Whoa. Okay, Mama put a little too much on. I was never really into blush very much, but I've been trying to get a little bit more into it, just because in the summertime I think it looks really, really pretty to have like a really nice flush on your face. I think it makes you look just super healthy and like you've been out in the sun all day. And I didn't realize this was a thing going around, but apparently there's this trend called the sunburn trend, And it's just people where you put your blush like all in the region where you'd get a sunburn. Well, I've been doing this, and I didn't know that it was like a trend. To me, it just looked more natural, made it look like it was actually a part of my skin, not just I put a bunch of blush on my face. Who knows? So blush on. Now before I put my highlighter on, I will spray my face with some MAC Fix Plus. Just, I don't know why I do this. I don't know why I do this before I put my highlighter on, but I do. I just want to try and get all the powders on my face melted in before I add more powder, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Now my highlighter. So I will go in with the Wet n Wild Color Icon highlighter in the shade Golden Flower Crown. I've been super into this. I've been using this for literally such a long time, and I've barely even put like a dent in it. Like, I don't even know.